So I'm going to do a video on on rotations, and we're going to pray that this works. I haven't used this program much, and so uh, you're going to have to bear with me, and we'll see what happens. Um, Hopefully it'll all work out fine, and everyone will be happy. Uh, but I can't actually promise that because I don't know. All right, so I'm trying to assign these vertices some points. And like I said, I'm going to call them A, B, and C. And a couple of nice things are going to happen out of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reflect this in a line. And let's say I'm going to reflect this in the line x equals 3. And this is a little bit tricky because if you take a look, here's my line x equals 3. A is 1 unit away, so my new A value is going to be, and I like to call it A prime, and it's called the pre-image. So that's my new A value, and they're calling it point F, and that's fine. That's fine. Call it point F if you will. I'm not going to argue. And then I'm going to have another value, and that's 1 unit away. And so my next point is going to go right there, and that's going to be B prime, which we're going to call G. And I'm perfectly happy to call that G. But take a look here. Before A and B both went to the left, C has to go 2 units to the right, so 2 more units to the right. And that's going to put me here. And when I connect these to make my new polygon, doop, 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 and doop, you can see they're the same, but they're a reflection of each other. And that probably wasn't exactly the best one to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. But I do want, yeah, so I'm going to get rid of that, and I'll get rid of all of these little points as well. I'll get rid of that line. Now let's say I'm going to reflect it in the x-axis. All right. Oh, and there is something else I want you to do. When we're doing these, stop the video and write down the coordinates, and you'll find something that's interesting that's happening. But the A goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the new value. My B is going to come down one spot, so that's my new B value, which we're going to call B prime. Then 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's my new C value, which we'll call C prime. And these two should have the same area, same size, same shape. They are similar, they're congruent. But take a look at this. Here, A, B, C, it goes clockwise. Here my A is here, and then goes to C, and then to B, and then to A. Well, that means they're not, their orientation is different. And I'm going to show you one more thing. Sometimes we get people say, oh, well, that's nice, but what else can we do with this? Well, let's say I had the line y equals x. And the line y equals x is, that's like when you have 1, 1, and 2, 2, and 3, 3. And had I been a little bit more clever, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to drag or select the objects. Oh, look at that. Ah, how clever am I? Anyway, so I'm glad I think I'm clever anyway. So I'm going to put this, that's okay. I'll put this over here. And I'm still a little bit in shock that this is working. So, oops. Oh, no. Maybe I've spoken too soon. Well, once again, using your powers of imagination. All right, so now how do I get from A to here? I go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So really I'm going down 2 and over 2. Or you can just count diagonals. 1, 2, and that would give me my new A. So 1, 2, 1, 2, that gives me my new A. And then my B is diagonal 1, so diagonal 1, it's right there. My new C is diagonal 1, diagonal 2, diagonal 2 and a half. So there's my 1/2, 1, 2. And I want you to notice something. This is kind of neat. The coordinates of A right now are 0, 4, and my new coordinates are 4, 0. My coordinates of B were 0, 1, and now they're 1, 0. And my coordinates of C was negative 3, 2, and guess what? It's 2, negative 3. So I think you can probably put 1 and 1 together and figure out what I'm trying to show here. There is one other thing I want to show you. And so that was the line reflection. If I have point symmetry is kind of cool. And let's say I have a point here. All right, and I want to reflect this polygon, this triangle, through that point. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to start here. I'm going to say, well, how do I get to that point? I can go 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So if I go 1, 2, 3, and over 1, I get to my new value. Now here I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And I get my new value. And then here I'm just going to go over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I get my new value. And so what I'm saying is, in order to figure this out, I don't know how you can do line segments, but that's fine. All these points are equidistant from the other points, but you just follow the path to the point. So I went down 3 over 1, I go down 3 and over 1 again. Here I just went directly over 3, over 3. Here I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3. And you can see, and here's something that's kind of neat, and I'm not sure if I can do this, but I'm going to try. If I start here, and I go to here, that works. Alright, so far I'm 1 for 1. And then I go through here, take a look at this. It is working. And you'll notice, here's my point of reflection, and that worked pretty well. So I'm going to leave you with that. That's just basic line reflection and point reflection. Like I said, the key thing is you should check out the actual vertices, the coordinates, and see what happens. All right. And once again, it doesn't matter. All right.